Go and throttle up.
Dude, I cannot tell you how good power naps work, dude. A power nap and a cold shower, and I am... We're good to go. Hey, Whitney, how are you? All right, let's jump into some space news. Okay, cool. Got my messages sorted out. I wish I could nap. Teach you how to do it, Thron? Is that what I saw you say? Is that what I saw? I think I saw Thron say. Somebody asked. I wish I could nap. Oh God. Okay, links. All right. I guess we have links then, Rose. Damn. Okay. How do you nap? What I do is I eat something. But so like I kind of put 2 and 2 together, fellas. So the reason why I was so damn tired is I go to the doctors a lot. I go to the doctors because of the thyroid condition that I have. That's not fun. But I get my blood drawn just to make sure that, you check for thyroid and make sure that, it doesn't develop into something worse, right? Because it can. So I get my blood drawn a lot. I had blood drawn this morning. Totally forgot about that. Yeah. So I'm amazed I could even see straight. Yeah. Oops. So anyway, on to power naps. I think I saw somebody ask, like, how do you nap like that? Well, one, when your blood quantity, it's really easy. 2, what I do, like, dude, I don't know. I was maybe sleep for like 15 minutes. It's good enough. Like, I sit there and I just think about, I think about something. I think about it's usually space. Like I was thinking about what would be better, or how I would put the shuttle together, and it instantly bored me and I fell asleep. But you gotta be tired enough to do it. I can't just do it on demand, But usually that's how I get to sleep. I sit there and I think about something, like space flight or cars or what I need to do with the trucks. And I'm not talking about, I need to go tomorrow and I need to take the wheel off of the truck that broke. No, nothing like that, even though it's kind of funny, huh? No, like if I need to take the hub off not the hub, if I need to take the wheel off of the truck, for instance, and I need to look at the brakes, how would I do that? Okay, what's the first thing you do? Put the car up on the jack. Then the next thing you do, you put the jack stand under, make sure it's on a good point. And then you let the jack down, but you don't put the jack all the way down just in case. More points of support is better, right? And wait a minute, nope, don't do that. Take the jack stands out, loosen the lugs on the tire first, then jack it up, right? Then undo all the lugs, take the tire off. How do you check the brake pads? You get a flashlight, that's what I do. I just play back like how you would do a task, or how I would go about thinking about building something in my head. Instantly fall asleep every time. Well, it's not instant. Sometimes if I nurse a coffee way too long, then it's harder to do that sometimes. It's like meditating. You just gotta focus on said task. Put yourself in the situation, okay, if I was going to change the battery in a car, or if I was going to swap out a piece of RAM, what would we do? That's what I do. Usually it's figuring out how stuff in space works. Yeah. Hey, Play, what's going on? I just hung up streaming due to health issues. Now it's time to watch. I'm sorry, man. Sorry to hear that, but hey, I hope you feel better. Speaking of cars, that car that I show you is a CLS 400 and the front drive shaft broke. Estimate is 18K. German cars. See the Tory meme tweet? Oh, I did. All right, let me transfer some of the links over. But yeah, that's usually what works. I thought about how I would put together the shuttle for tomorrow's stream. Instantly fell asleep. Yeah, but it was only for 15 minutes. I woke up right after that. But dude, sometimes that's all it takes. Then I heated up some of the steak that I cooked last night. I got plenty of it, cooked a bunch. And then I ate something, and then I took a hot shower, and I turned it to freezing cold at the very end. And bloop, I'm good. I don't know if that's healthy. It's probably not too good for you, but whatever. I'm pretty sure that probably is not the best thing. Last, wait, are you going to play Trouble in Terror Town? Yeah, I don't know what that means. Yeah, sure. Yeah, just think about the boring tasks that you have to do the next day, and you'll fall right asleep. Works every time, boy. All right, so we got space news. I came back a little bit earlier. I thought I would be asleep for an hour. Nope, 15 minutes did it. We're good. So we got space news until about 8 o'clock. Then we got Tuesday Tarkovs with Tiradra. Kerbal stuff, the trade studies for the shuttle and whatnot, we're going to start working on tomorrow. And actually, I think I could do stuff. I think I could do the... Should I do the Kerbal stuff after? No, we'll start with Kerbal. Well, tomorrow's Wednesday. Kerbal and then Summer Car, I think, is what the schedule is tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right? Yeah. And then Thursday, it'll probably be more Kerbal. And then Railroads after that. And then Friday, I don't know. Probably more Kerbal. Friday is Kerbal and Racing. And then Saturday is Minecraft Speed Building. Then Space News, then Kerbal, then GTA. So yeah, should be fun. Should be fun. Take it with a grain of salt, but someone on Reddit who has been given correct info in the past is saying that Booster 7's downcomer is broken. Could explain a sudden return to the build site without more performance testing. Teething problems, always happens. It doesn't matter the vehicle, SpaceX isn't above this stuff. It happens to everybody. Alright, so let's see what we got. There are Starship videos here. We have 3 Starship videos to watch. And a bunch of other space news, believe it or not. There is a bunch of stuff going on. Elon talked about on Twitter about some crazy launch cadence. So that should be really fun. Here. I guess, you know what? Let's start with that. So, this is on rocketlaunch.live. Let's check our outgoing here. So, we got Starlink 42, which is a Falcon 9. That's on the 21st at 11:15. Sweet. I know you said just a week for shuttle, but would you consider putting more time in if chat wanted you to, or is it hard stop for a reason? RJ, I'm going to try with every fiber of my being to prove that we could put that shuttle stack together quickly over the next couple of days. If I can't, if it's not something that's crazy apparent in my mind, I'm not doing it. Yeah, it has to be quick. It has to be easy to do. Freedom rockets, I did it. I tried it once or twice, and I saw the potential, and we were like, we're good. So yeah, it's got to be quick, dude. Saturday is kind of my internal deadline. If we don't have something good figured out by then, I don't care. We'll move on. That's gonna put an axe in the shuttle architecture for now. Maybe we'll switch to it someday. I don't know. Most likely not. I want capsules. So I can build bigger transfer vehicles up in space and focus more on up in space infrastructure. Like, can you imagine how cool it would be to build like a Grissom up in space with a capsule? We could do that. That's where I'm shooting for with this. Just like Apollo was going to shoot for bigger transfer vehicles, nuclear powered tugs, landers, stuff like that. I want that. That's what I want. We're going in that direction. If the shuttle, it would be easier to do that with the shuttle, but I don't necessarily need it either. Understand? We can put a robotic arm on a transfer vehicle. That's fine. Easy peasy. Anyway. Shuttle pad, maybe. Thomas, the booster and second stage for Starlink 414 were integrated together at Hangar X. L2 forecast shows 30% probability of violation on the primary day. Good. Oh, wow. There's a really nice picture of that. So check this out. This is coming from Astrid Cordero. Rocket photographer. Very nice. Oh, yeah. Check that out. Look at that Falcon 9. Is that thing crusty or what? I gotta sneeze. It's a Jake break now. It's not a turbo. 12 times. This will be the 12th flight for that booster. Yeah, some Falcon 9 cores are getting up to 12 reuses, which I'd say SpaceX is getting their money's worth there. Yep. Yeah, that booster used to look like this a long time ago. What is that? The first one that launched was GPS 3 SV03. Oh, look at how clean it is. It's so clean. Not. Wow. Jeez. Cool. Do you think SpaceX has done better than they expected with Falcon 9? Yeah, I would say that Falcon 9 is probably... Falcon 9 is... Dude, I think the remarkable thing about Falcon 9 just in general is the fact of how far you could stretch that architecture. Like, if you compare a Block 5 Falcon 9 to you know, so that's a 1.2 full thrust Block 5, right? That's the final version, right? Falcon 9 is pretty much, with the exception of like small iterative upgrades of basically Block 5. That's the one. So there was like Falcon 9 1.0. There was Falcon 9 1.1. There was Falcon 9 1.1 full thrust. Or no, Falcon 9 1.2 full thrust. And then there was Falcon 9 1.2 full thrust Block 1, Block 2, Block 3, Block 4, and Block 5. So, like the major iterations, so 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, and then the 5 iterations over that. They've shown how far you can stretch a rocket's design if you really, really do a good baseline. That's what made Falcon so good. It has a good baseline. It was good from the start. It's not trying to stretch to something. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, I hate to bring this up as an example. It wasn't like, okay, you know, we'll make a Falcon 9 and we'll put a Falcon 1 stage on top of it first, just for, you know, interim testing. No. They baselined it at 1.0 and it was just straight upgrades from there. And even now, it's still upgrades. We still got more upgrades for Falcon 9 coming in the wings. We got an extended fairing. Coming for it. There's a bunch of stuff, man. Like, even the engine. So the engine started as the Merlin 1, and then there was the 1A, 1D, or 1B, 1C, and 1D. And even the engines now, the engines that are flying on Block 5, Elon has said in the past they should be called 1E. You know what I mean? But the Merlin design was baselined at like 50% of base performance. Race performance? Sorry, I was reading Formula 1 news. So they stretched the design. They did it. They basically had, if you think about it in car terminology, they had an engine that could make 500 horsepower. 500 horsepower is when stuff starts to break. Like, maybe like 510, 520 horsepower is when stuff starts to break. But they rated it at 250 horsepower and then just kept iteratively upgrading it over time. Have I think it's become something that they never imagined? Yeah. Oh yeah, it absolutely has. But it was just a natural progression. I mean, that really shows how far you can stretch a vehicle if you really want to. Dude, every vehicle should be engineered this way. Every single one of them. Like, I will say that. That's, you know, the way SpaceX goes about that problem. Always looking for improvements. They started doing that with the Saturn V. This first Saturn V that flew on Apollo floor. The first Saturn V that flew on Apollo 4 and the last Saturn V that flew on the Skylab 1 mission were not the same. No. There were very big upgrades over time. They learned more and more every mission and were able to increase more and more upgrades. Once again, proving that flight frequency will make the rocket cheaper because you can upgrade stuff. You can squeeze more power out. You notice that the first Apollo mission to the moon, so like Apollo 11, only really had enough consumables to stay down on the moon for like 21 hours, barely a day. And then that's in 1969. Just 3 years later, they had enough to not only bring a rover down there, but they had enough consumables and life support on the LEM to be able to stay down there for 3 days. That's pretty crazy. It's pretty good, man. Pretty damn good. Think you need more sleep. Yeah, that's probably what's going on, Dinkelberg. Yep. When is the first mission with the long fairing? I'm not sure, Alleviate. They haven't even started building the structure, and that actually leads me into the next news, but here, let's go here. So we have Electron there and back again on Friday. That is the first Electron mission that's going to be try to midair catch the first stage with a helicopter when it parachutes back down. And then after that, on the 23rd, on Saturday at 5:20 in the morning, we have Crew 4. I'm basically going to start coverage of that right after GTA Racing. And we're going to go. And yeah, Minecraft might be a little bit late that day. But I still want to do Minecraft speed builds just on a side note because I really, really appreciated it. What we tried to do the other day, and it was kind of something that I concocted over time after I finished the LA subway terminal. This is our Minecraft survival build. We started belting out just filler buildings to make the city look, well, more filled in. And we ended up cranking out 4 or 5 with like a group of 10 people. We ended up cranking out like 4 or 5 buildings in like an hour, something like that. Maybe 4 or 5 buildings like an hour and a half. I want to do that from now on. You know, we'll get a team of guys going instead of just one person working on a skyscraper, another person working on another skyscraper. We'll do these speed builds and we'll fill in all this excess area with buildings and stuff. Just small, easy to make buildings. We'll stockpile all the resources before we do it. And yeah, we'll just crank stuff out. It'll look good, man. I mean, look at that. Look at that corner. That looks amazing. We did a couple of storefronts, couple of apartments, stuff like that. Okay, Roblox. Yeah. Depending on the weather forecast, but anyway, that's a side note. Depending on the weather forecast for the recovery sites of AX1, it's looking like Crew 4 is getting delayed a bit, but nothing confirmed just yet. Yep, that brings me into the next news here. So the next news is that Crew 4, which is that one on the 23rd, the rocket did roll out to the pad. Crew 4, the astronauts are there. They arrived yesterday on a NASA Gulfstream, I think. And they had a little bit of a press conference, talking about what they're going to do and et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, weather's kind of putting a couple speed bumps in NASA's roadmap. The rocket is ready to go, and these are some fantastic pictures, by the way. Very nice. And has a pic from the sky. Let me see. Made my first custom pad. Hey, all right. I like the Lockheed Martin logo. That looks good, Zay. Not bad. Yeah, you got to start small. That's what NASA did, but that looks good. Yep. And took a picture, 39A, 39B with SLS on it. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But yeah, there's the VAB and everything. Nice. You can see Titusville in the background over there. And you can see they started clearing land for shuttle facilities over there, which is pretty neat. So this may be a stupid question, but it is space related. How would you define reusability in a rocket? How much can get replaced before it's no longer reusable? Airplanes is generally the rule of thumb for reusable nomenclature, Shadowman. Those Falcon 9 boosters come back down and they basically do a checkup. They basically look at a couple of components here and there. They inspect the welds. They reload the igniter fluid for the engines because the triethyl aluminum and triethyl borane. They purge the COPVs. That's it. That's it. It's not that complicated, man. That's why Falcon 9s can get turned real fast. They're really simple. For a rocket as good as it is, and it on top of being reusable, it's pretty damn straightforward. They engineered it that way on purpose. It's supposed to be simple, about as simple as you can make a rocket. How long do the engines typically last? I don't think SpaceX even knows how long they're going to last. I know this. I have it on a guarantee from people that work at SpaceX that SpaceX's definition of reusability is not taking an engine out or a major component off of the rocket. If they reuse a Falcon 9, it'll be flying with the engines that it came with from the factory. Now, with that being said, there are exceptions. They have swapped motors out before. Sometimes stuff happens. Sometimes a motor breaks. It happens. That happens with planes too. Sometimes the plane engine doesn't work, you put another one on. But for the most part, yeah, when SpaceX says reusability, that's what they mean. No engine swapping. You're just checking the engines. You're checking the welds. That's important. That's the one that's probably the most important. Because if there's any stress fractures in the welds and you go to tank the booster, it'll blow up. But clearly SpaceX is confident in their systems because they're rolling a booster that's flown 12 times into space out to the pad right now as we speak. They're rolling that Falcon 9 to pad 40. It's actually probably there. What's crazy is that SpaceX has 3 Falcon 9s on 3 pads right now. Oh no, they don't. They launched the one in Vandenberg. So there's no rocket on Vandenberg right now, but there's a Falcon 9 with Dragon on 39, and there's another Falcon 9 with Starlink on pad 40. There's multiple boosters that have flown 11 times Supercraft. One of them will be flying on Thursday. Not that one. This one. This will be the 12th flight for that booster. So, yep. Not this one, though. This is a different booster. SpaceX usually says what boosters these are, but I could actually check over here. Crew 4 is using 1067. 1067, first launch on CRS-22, Crew 3, Turksat 5, and then Crew 4. Yep, so this will be its 4th time reused. It's not that, no big deal. No big deal, just 4 times reuse. We're going to see SLS, Falcon 9 Dragon, and Falcon 9 fairing on pads at the same time. That'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, Hall effect thrusters, Hellfish. I actually read that thread, but I read it when I was half asleep, so I might not remember much. I read that when that was posted the other day. Also, I read around random Ford threads on Twitter and see you around. Like you talking to that guy about his Fox body. Yeah, I saw that. I was reading that. It's a nice supercharger. Yeah. So Starship will be simpler than Falcon 9 because they want to refly it faster. Best part is no part, Thomas. That's how SpaceX works. Alright, so let's see what else is going on. I could sit here and talk about Falcon 9s all day. Let's see what else we got. That's out there. I mean, but also, just before. You know what's crazy? So which one is this? That's Freedom, right? Dragon Freedom? That is the last Dragon capsule. Is that weird or what? I already have it open, Liam. C212, C211. Up, fight between my Space News correspondents. Who's gonna win, Ian or Thomas? What are those pouch things? The nacelles right here. This guy? It's the escape systems, dude. So if something goes wrong, there's a big, powerful rocket engine in these nacelles, and that's the exhaust port right there. It's there to get Dragon away if something goes wrong. Here, I'll show you. Watch. Headphone users, this does get a little loud. Headphone users. It's basically, Jay, it's a big ejector seat.
9.
Watch.
8. 7.
Yeah.
6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Launch.
Yep.
Right now.
Engine
150
shutdown.
meters per second.
Slightly below nominal.
Below nominal.
Yeah, it's...
For over 1 kilometer.
Those are the ejector engines, dude. To get the capsule away from the rocket if something goes wrong. Damn, thanks. Yeah, I know, right? It's pretty hardcore. The crazy one was that SpaceX, for a test flight a little while back, did an in-flight abort. Watch this. This gets pretty nutty, dude. They put a full rocket on the pad and they ejected the capsule off of the pad like that. See, there's the aborter engines. And, yeah, this thing took a big dookie. Watch this.
We're getting ready now to throttle the engines back up on the first stage.
They did this to make sure. So they did this at the point where the vehicle has the most amount of forces on it. So they did it when it's still flying in the atmosphere, right? Because when you're up in space, the ejector seat's going to work. There's no air to get in your way. They did it when the rocket is going the fastest, when it's still down here, right? To make sure, because that's the worst point. They picked the worst point in the ascent where you could eject and then tested it there. Watch this. They use the same propellant, RJ. Yep. Give it a moment. Watch, ready? Yeet! There it goes. And then watch the booster. Boom! See ya! They have the launch escape system working in case the rocket does that. Now, don't get me wrong. In this case, aerodynamic forces blew it away. Yeah, that was aero forces, because it turns out when you take the nose cone off of something, it's not very aerodynamic anymore. But yeah, the capsule's up here somewhere. That's the second stage, believe it or not. Yeah, that was a great mission. See, and then the capsule parachuted back down. But yeah, what are those nacelles? They're called Super Dracos. That's the get away quick system. It's basically a big ejector seat for the capsule, and then these fins that are behind it, in case it ejects, it's the stabilizers, because the capsule is designed to fly heat shield first, so it needs some stabilizers out back. That's why those little fins are there. Now, when the capsule just flies up into space, those fins act as solar panels on the top and radiators on the bottom. It's hard to shed heat on a space flight system when you're up there in the vacuum, so they have radiators too. Thermal is a thing, even for a capsule. Yeah, it's pretty sweet, dude. This thing should launch, weather permitting, it should launch on the 23rd. Which actually brings me to my next thing. Let me just get it. So the Axiom mission recovery got pushed out. They're going to stay up on the space station a little bit longer. This one's coming from Axiom here. And this is what I mean about NASA's getting some speed bumps. Due to unfavorable weather conditions, we are waving off tonight's undocking of the AX-1 mission. This was supposed to happen today. The integrated Axiom Space, NASA, and SpaceX teams are assessing the next best opportunity for the AX-1 mission. The thing is that Axiom 1 is on a Dragon up there. And then there's also Crew 3 up there. So there's two Dragon capsules up there, and there's only 2 docking ports for the Dragon capsules up there. So Crew 4 has to wait until AX-1 comes back down, because there's no parking spaces. You can't park here, it's a red zone. The red zone is for loading and unloading only. There's no parking in the red zone. Deathy Poo! 8-month resub. Thank you very much. What propellant does the capsule use? Monomethyl hydrazine and nitrogen tetroxide. Same propellants as the space shuttle. Benji Reed said Freedom is C212, so that's what I've been saying. This leaves C211 as the new cargo Dragon, which could be introduced as early as CRS-26. And yeah, that's the end of Dragon production. No more Dragon capsules. Also, 10 days until the environmental assessment is delayed again. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Supercraft, that's what's going on. Hey, Nils, how are you? So, we might have a little bit of a traffic jam with Crew 4. It depends on whether they can get the Axiom 1, which was the first tourist mission to the space station. Even though they're spaceflight tourists, or commercial astronauts, I guess would be the right way to say it. They're still doing science up on the ISS for NASA, which is cool. That's cool. They're not just sitting there looking out the window, even though that's probably what I would be doing. SpaceX should build a parking expansion module for the ISS. Axiom themselves, Hellfish, is actually going to do that, believe it or not. Could you, in theory, have part of a rocket capsule that acts as a massive heat sink and then eject it once it gets too hot, thus removing the built-up heat? Yeah, you could do that. You'd need a big heat sink, but you could do that. Yeah. Is there a difference from a Boston tourist and an average tourist? Yeah. Anyway. What happens when it gets too hot again? I mean, I never said it was a good idea. I said you could do it. Yeah, I guess. It's better to just have a closed loop radiator. You wouldn't want an open loop system like that. Serious. Too much risk. Too much risk. About. So, let's see what else is going on. So the reason why Axiom 1 got delayed here, this tweet is coming from Bill Harwood at CBS. SpaceX is delaying the Axiom 1 crew departure from the ISS, presumably because of the predicted splashdown weather. Undocking appears to be off until no earlier than Wednesday night, according to a just concluded mission control update to the ISS crew. There we go. Sweet. Alright, so Launcher over here. Launcher is another rocket company that's working on engine testing right now. The Launcher E2 liquid engine is in position for testing this week at Stennis. Goal: attempts at reaching nominal highest performance oxidizer to fuel mixture ratio of 2.62. Pressure at 100 bar. And thrust at 10. Oh, wow. Yeah, nice. Okay. So they're testing out a new 3D printed engine right there. Look at that. Launcher's actually really cool. The reason why Launcher is really cool is because Launcher was started by I think it's them. Hold on one second. Yeah, Max Hout. He makes he made the Mevo streaming cameras. Yeah, and then he used that to start a spaceflight company called Launcher, which is really cool. So. Yeah. What's TF? Teraflops. Yes. It's not teraflops, but... Yeah, the Mevo cameras for, like, IRL streaming, dude. That was him. And then he just decided he wanted to make rocket engines. Which is... That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. And Max says he's excited for the outcome of this week's testing. For context, a single E2 engine on the Launcher light vehicle first can orbit 150 kilograms. 9 of them clustered on a larger rocket could get 2,000 kilograms to orbit. That's pretty respectable for a small sat. For a small sat launcher, that's pretty dang good. Check out the fitting on the left side of the nozzle. Nice. Very nice. Cool. That's good stuff. Next here is Astrobotic. Live stream. Peregrine unveiling. Photo below is just a render. See the hardware going to the moon. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Hear from NASA experts, including Administrator Senator Bill Nelson on the YouTubes, unveiling their lander. So, what's the Astrobotic lander? Astrobotic is one of a couple landers in a NASA program called the Commercial Lunar Payload Services Program, which is basically contracting out people to build small landers to go and scout out and do science work around the moon for the Artemis missions. We got an unveiling of the lander tomorrow at 3, which, yep, we'll be watching that. That's pretty neat. The nozzle is calibrating. What's up, Midge? How are you? How's your morning going? Yeah, Commercial Lunar Payload Service. This is a really good idea. Yep. I'm really kind of a big fan of the guy that came up with that. You know, that was a really smart thing to do, you could say. It's a pretty smart thing to do. I'm quite fond of that guy. Anyway. Your boyfriend brought you chocolates. Nice. Well, that's good. A lot of startups companies are working on lunar landers, but I don't see too much hardware. Well, you'll see some tomorrow. That's good. All right, so this next news is coming from Rocket Lab here. Let's see what we got. Exciting news. We've been selected by Virginia-based Hawkeye 360 to launch 3 Electron missions. Fittingly, one of the missions is scheduled to be our inaugural Electron launch from Launch Complex 2 at Virginia. Excellent. Rocket Lab has their first launch from Mid-Atlantic Regional, which is their launch pad at Wallops. So that's Virginia. That means that the pad's good to go, and they got the inaugural launch. When is that looking to come up here? Do you have a date for it? Rocket Lab has scheduled a mission from Launch Complex to net December 22. Okay, so that's still a little ways off, but it's good that we got one on the books. They're from Lint. Oh, wunderbar. Nice. Now here's the question, EJ. When was the last time you got Brimo chocolate? Valentine's Day. Okay, so that's good news for Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab also has the upcoming their first recovery mission, which we just checked on rocketlaunch.live here. There and back again. 6:35 p.m. on the 22nd. They're gonna have their first stage go up. The first stage is gonna go up, separate from the second stage. The first stage will come back down, and it'll deploy a parachute, and a helicopter will try and grab that parachute and bring the first stage back. Should be pretty freaking cool. Once again, that launch is on Friday, right during Space News. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. Capstone would fly from LC2, but then it was moved to LC1. Yeah, that's all right. It's all right. Did you see the new missions on the Decadal Survey? I have not checked that out yet. I have to look into it, and I have to read it. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Yeah. All right, so.
Discovery.
Bitch, give to the sub to Till. All right. Hello, Till. Wie geht's? All right, so. Let's see. Hang on one second. Give me a moment. So, pending over the weekend, NASA tried a third wet dress rehearsal on the SLS rocket. And they ran into a hydrogen leak. Actually, it wasn't really over the weekend. It was last week. I believe that was on the 14th. So at the end of last week, they attempted to tank the vehicle up on a modified test. And basically, they tried to fill up hydrogen, and they didn't get the flow right, and then hydrogen started leaking out of one of the umbilicals here. Now, the thing about hydrogen is that it explodes very nicely. Hindenburg. Yeah, very nicely. With rockets, the only place you want hydrogen leaking is into the engine. Anywhere else, big red flag. Don't give the rocket an excuse to blow itself up on the pad. It's a lesson I've learned pretty well, not because of hydrogen, but more the Kraken, but that's okay. It's okay. Still learn. So, where do we stand? NASA decided in a press conference yesterday that they're going to roll the vehicle back. The amount of stuff that didn't go exactly right on the vehicle constituted basically them bringing it back to the VAB. They decided to bring it back, and they're going to fix all the stuff that they're going to fix, and they're going to understand why those unintended modes of the vehicle happened, and they'll check it out inside of the VAB, and then they'll go for another wet dress rehearsal. So what does that mean? I mean, honestly, SLS they were trying to get to the end of May, launch at the end of May. That's probably not going to happen now. They probably wouldn't have made it to May, even if the wet dress rehearsal had gone right. Because the thing about it is that NASA's going very slow with this SLS rocket right now. They're going very slow. That's on purpose. They're going slow on purpose because now is the time to learn and understand what the heck you frickin' made. That's the right way to say it. You know, Ideally, they would have wanted everything in the wet dress rehearsal going right. But, hey, it's rocket science. You can do everything right and still lose. That's life. No. It's a new vehicle, guys. It's going to have teething problems. Every rocket has teething problems. Every new vehicle. And the difficulty, on top of it already being very difficult, gets increasingly, like exponentially higher when you have a bigger rocket. So what I mean about rockets not scaling very well. They really don't scale too well, which is why you don't see, like, cars the size of an ocean liner driving around. The cars don't scale that well, that big. It's why you don't see, like, locomotives that are as big as, a cruise ship either. Like, they don't scale too well. So, this gets difficult, guys. Honestly, I think that June is still on, but that could be optimistic. It's probably going to be July, but you got to remember that SLS was probably going to end up being in June, not necessarily because they didn't get the wet dress rehearsal done on time. This is another important thing to understand. The moon has to be in the right place. SpaceX would be susceptible to the same criteria if they were trying to test Starship and launch it to the moon. The moon has to be in the right spot. It has to. You're not launching if the moon isn't in the right place. So, with that being said, a launch window for SLS comes around once every 3 weeks, give or take. So, even if they had gotten the wet dress rehearsal done on time, it's very likely they probably would have launched in June anyway, because they would have missed the May window. So, rolling back to the VAB isn't going to put as much of a damper in the schedule as people think it is. It's really not. At the very latest, like, if the poop absolutely has hit the fan, or the hydrogen in this case, it's probably going to be July. But, once again, this is the first time you're launching this vehicle. It's better to be safe than sorry. A month or two delay isn't that big of a deal when you consider the space shuttle was supposed to launch in July of 1979 or something, or August of 1979, and it ended up launching in 1981. That was a 2-year delay. Yep. Yeah, I'm talking like vehicle on the pad. Oh crap, nope, we gotta fix some things. And then in 1981, a couple of years later, oh, okay, now it's good. Yeah, so don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing inherently wrong with SLS. This is just teething problems that happen. Every launch vehicle is susceptible to this. Even Starship. What about SN11 with the hard start? It happens. No one is above physics. You can't beat physics, and that's by Elon's own admission, So, this is not that big of a deal. Once again, don't believe the hype beast, or the anti-hype beasts, I should say. They're full of crap. They don't know. Press conference audio, if you want it. Audio goes from 35 to 49. I listened to it, Novus. I'm confident I got all the information that I need. How many years behind schedule is SLS? Yeah, that ain't NASA's fault, to be 100% honest with you. Yeah, Uber, I just finished talking about it probably about 10-15 minutes ago. With that being said, I do have some other SLS news from the SLS account. Manufacturing of a hydrogen tank barrel that will be tested as a welding confidence article for the EUS has been completed at NASA Michoud. The EUS will be used on flights beyond Artemis 3. Oh yeah, baby. We got some testing hardware for the upper stage that SLS should have had from the start. Check that out, dudes. So, what is the EUS? So the EUS is, well, I basically just said it a second ago. That's the stage that SLS should have had from the start. So this is a couple of different variants of evolvability from NASA. The SLS version that's flying right now is Block 1. Block 1 has an interim cryogenic propulsion stage on board, and that's basically a Delta IV upper stage that has some modifications to make it more optimized for a translunar injection. Basically, it's a Delta IV upper stage that's optimized for sending Orion to the moon. This was originally supposed to be just one. They were only supposed to do this once. And then, the second SLS test flight should have been this. Remember how I was talking about a little while ago when we were talking about Falcon? How Falcon was a good architecture from the start. They didn't decide to do interim. They went for it. They went for the whole design and then stretched the design basically from there. That's really what SLS needed to do. But hey, you know what? It's better that we have it than not. You know, like I said, this is going to take some time, but it is capable. It's a very capable vehicle. When SLS gets up into these variants here with the composite boosters on the side for Block 2, and maybe even the Exploration Upper Stage, that's it right there. See this variant right here? That's what they're working on. They're working on the test articles for the EUS, which is a much bigger upper stage. These guys, even getting into 1B crew and 1B cargo, 2 crew, this is when this rocket will supersede Saturn V. This is when this thing will get good. And that's when we should see the majority of the Artemis missions happening, like 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, somewhere around there. I know it's a little ways off. That's annoying. I agree with you. But, like I said, that's what happens when you IV drip funding. Hey, you know what? It is what it is. Let's just see it through, get it done right. Anyway, let's flip over here. So once again, the EUS is great. I'm really happy to see some confidence test hardware here. That's really good. Really, really good. Yeah, very nice. Should have been designed with this from the start. I can't say that enough. But hey, you know what? It's happening. I'll take the IV drip if that's what needs to happen for it to get done. That's fine. Whatever. Once again, they can take their time. We got Starship 2. There's plenty of other space stuff to get excited about. In fact, that brings me to my next super dank meme of the day. Super dank. Yes, I just said that. I'm secretly like 15 damn zoomer humor. It's ridiculous. You guys want a good meme for the day? Where is it? The Tory Bruno one. Yep. You know, you could sit here and say, meh, SLS is a waste of money. Only Starship is a good rocket. Or you could say, SLS is an epic and essential part of the Artemis program. Or you could be like Tory Bruno and say, both rockets are awesome. You can't, look at this man. You can't argue with that. You can't frick on this, man. That's not smoking, Soapbox. That's a cigar. That's not smoking. It's different. Anyway, be like Tory Bruno. It's pretty cool. You don't smoke a cigar? No, I smoke D's. Got him! Anyway, moving on. Point. Good point. I like that. Absolute chat of a space cowboy, that man. Yep. It's pretty sweet. Anyway, let's move over into Starship updates. Mary took this picture over at NASA Spaceflight. Raptor V2, number 42, has been delivered to the production site. Oh, man. They put a 42 on that on purpose. Yeah, okay. That's not really blanking that guy's face out, but whatever. How did they get the plumbing that simplified? That is unreal. Look at that thing. All right. Maybe Trojan, who knows? Star Factory ironwork has started. Yes. We'll get to that in the NASA spaceflight stuff, I think. Dude, look at all the flanging, all the flanges they got rid of. Just like Elon was saying. Look, it's all welded. All this stuff. There's a couple of flanges right there. But look at it. It's all welded. Always has been. Always has been. There's a whole section of engineering that deals with pipe and conduit routing. Well, Elon's trying to eliminate flanges because flanges don't work well with the high pressures that Raptor has. You're more likely to get leaks, so they want everything welded. Look at that weld right there, man. That is clean as frick right there, boy. Clean as frick.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Look at that one. There's a weld right there. That's really nice, man. Cool. Raptor 2 is the engines that Starship, basically, that's Starship's main engines. Those are the ones that they want on the first orbital flight test and the first Starship that makes it up into space. Raptor 2 is a very, very highly simplified version of Raptor 1 that actually makes more power than the original one. 300 bar chamber pressure out of the box. 2,400, I think it's 2,400 kilonewtons of thrust at like, what is it, 380 specific impulse, which is just, for a methane engine, that's absurd. Absurd. Anyway. Yeah, probably Hellfish. Yeah, something like that. Toity, 66-month resub. Thank you very much. For a sea-level engine, Phil, it's pretty insane, right? So yeah, that's coming from Mary. And with that being said, let's jump into... Oh, they scrapped 21. Let's go here. See what we got. Once again, this footage is coming from my buddies over at NASA Spaceflight. Excuse me, one hop. These photos are taken by Nick and Mary and the NSF Robots for Starbase Live. Make sure you go over there and sub to that channel. NASA Spaceflight gives us daily Starship content. You go over there and support them. I can keep doing what I'm doing here. You know my spiel. Nice rims. Also, I like peeping on all the workers' cars because I'm weird. Look at that. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Is that a Marauder right there? That's cool. That's a cool car. I like it. Yeah, Alex, maybe. Alright, so it looks like the wide bay is getting finished. It looks like just like the mid bay next to it, or not the mid bay, the high bay next to it, it will have an upper floor for something. That upper floor is going to be freaking huge, but hey, whatever. There's the lawn art. Yeah, Hammer Nails, it's going together quick. It's going together quick. I think SpaceX is just biding their time right now. Biding their time until they get that PEA cert, which should be, we discussed it for a second briefly before, it should be in about 10 days. Give it a truck. In about 10 days. That would be really nice. I mean, guys, look at the top. So those windows are 1 story tall. Those are single story plain glass windows, right? That being said, look at the top. What the heck are they gonna put up there on top of the wide bays? What are they gonna put, an office building up there? I mean, that's very clearly like 2 stories of extra space up there. What are they gonna put up there? And 2 floors atop the wide bay. I mean, Ian, that's what it looks like, man. What are they gonna put? Like a stadium seating. Stadium seating. Put the press site up there. Somebody get Elon on the horn. Put the rocket engineers up there. The crane's already up there, Hans. See it right there? See the white? There's 2 gantry cranes up there. There's 2 of them, and they move left to right on your screen. So this bay right here, you can see that it has 1 gantry crane in it, right? And that crane goes forward and back. See those 2 cranes? They have 2 bridge cranes up there that go left to right. This building is slightly different. It's a slightly different design. Put the press site up there. Put the freaking press site up there. That would be legit. There is a glass floor from what I understand, Pembo, up in here. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Really like everything that's just going on in this picture right now. I wonder what Jim Farley's doing today. Anyway. Guess the truck. I guess it's a Ford. What do I win? Another Ford! All right. Yeah, those are crane counterweights in the saddle, Hammer. They're moving it around. Yeah, Hando, don't lie. That would be fun to drive around. I would appreciate that job. Yep. That is a really nice truck. Those are F450s and whatnot. Here, check this out. Look at the view from up in there. This is up inside the high bay. Oh. Whoa. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Ha! Look at that! A super heavy! You can tell it's a super heavy because of the way it is. That's pretty neat. Anyway. What? It's a nature walk, okay? Why would someone buy a Ford when they could buy a Ram? Reboot. I'm a big Ford guy, but you can't argue with Cummins. I got nothing. I don't have a response for that because Cummins. I don't have a response to that. Five-head strategy is taking a 6BT and putting it in a Ford because power strokes are. You know what the abbreviation for power stroke is? PS. You know what the abbreviation for PS is? It's pure. Moving on. Did the nap time make you do that? I don't know. Gangsta Naps made me do it. Yeah, Gangsta Nap made me do it. Yep, nice truck. You said the beep word. I said snot. Pure snot. That's pretty neat. Oh, but look, more Elon tents. Yeah, they're scrapping the engine section for 21, which means, whatever. Circle of life. What are those lines on the tiles? Let me back it up. Modern art? I think they might be pointing out imperfections or orientation of tiles, to be honest with you. I'm not 100% on that one. I think that says... I can't read it. I don't know what it says. Chat, observe. This is art. Do you feel stimulated? All right, chat, I just need you to say apple. Just say apple. Just A-double-P-L-E. Just say apple. Nope, that's jumping. What you're doing is jumping. All right. Don't worry, you just might have a minor case of severe brain damage. But don't worry, we'll, just don't think about it and maybe it won't happen. It looks like it says fault, but I'm not sure. Aristotle versus Mashy Spike Plate! It is, Nils. It's a fantastic game. Alright, I've been thinking. When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Get mad! I don't want your damn lemons! What the heck am I supposed to do with these? Demand to see life's manager. Let life rue the day it would give Eric Johnson lemons. Do you know who I am? I'm the man that's gonna burn your house down. with the lemons. Yeah, I'm gonna get my engineers to create a combustible lemon that burns your house down. You ever feel the need to build an Elon tent? That's what it's like to drive a Ram. Nice. Bird, 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 bird. Gabe Johnson, we're done here. Yeah, see, at Aperture Science, here we launch all of the bullet. That's 60% more bullet per bullet. See that? Super heavy. Pretty as a peach, huh? Too bad, fellas. She's married to science. So they did take 7 off the stand. And they actually, we'll see this in the updated video, but they have moved 7. This guy is Booster 7 over here. That's Booster 4. That's Ship 20. They had 7 on the testing stand, and they've since moved the testing stand, or moved the booster off of the testing stand, and they've moved it back to the build site, which is very interesting. Shoot, birth upper stages into space. Shh, shh. Reusable upper stages. Will we ever see a flying booster alone? I don't know. Axel, maybe. I think if SpaceX sees the need for a test, maybe. But, dude, it's going to take a lot of time and effort to get one of these things to fly, right? So, for all that time and effort, you might as well just put a Starship on top of it. I think that's SpaceX's mentality, but I don't know. SpaceX, Elon and SpaceX are very agile with their production, meaning that, dude, I don't think they even know what they're going to be doing in a week, more or less. Because the thing about it is, actually, you ever go and do something like homework or whatever? I mean, personally, I didn't do any homework when I was growing up. That's why I stream on Twitch. Anyway, what? You ever do homework? You find better ways to do it over time, or some stupid repetitive task that you have to do. You find ways to optimize it and do it better over time. That's what SpaceX is doing. So, like, dude, I don't even think they know what they're going to be doing in a week. It just, you fly by the seat of your pants, you keep going with it, you keep iterating, you keep prototyping, you keep going, you know? So, I don't know. Will we see a booster fly by itself? Right now, the plan is no. But does that mean it ever will? No. SpaceX might feel the need to do a booster test to test the chopsticks or something. I don't know. I have no idea. Is Twitch not homework? Yarg, let me put it to you like this. If I was 15 nowadays, Twitch would be my homework. Yeah, Twitch would be my homework. Which is why I ambush people with math. That's important. You ambush people with math. You know, they come to Twitch, I'm just going to watch this guy play game. Oh, damn it, I learned the Delta V formula. Oh, that's really cool. I want to learn more. See? What a twist. Don't tell them that, though. Do you think I can borrow Ship 20 next week to go faster to Ibiza? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Yep, that's right, Duel. Bang dong dong bang 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 bang. Math, 2 plus 2 equals 5? No, 2 plus 2 doesn't equal 5. It equals chair, you dope. 2 plus 2 equals chair. Way to undermine my teachings, chat. Ah. Yes, that is some metal. You can tell it's metal because of the way it is. Okay. Hey, Loki, I did learn the booster requirement formula on here last year. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alright, check this out. You see that, guys? This looks like some of my favorite things in construction work, boy. I tell you what. Looks like we got some graded terrain right here, and we got some conduits, and then we got some stake posts for some beams to go down in there. You know what that means? That means that a dang old building's going to be built here, boy. And that's, you know what? That's good for America. And you know it's going to be powered by good, clean propane. Now, I tell you what, man. Tell the building going to be made there dirt all flat, man. We got electrical wires coming out, man. You know, zzz, you know, they're coming out of the ground there, man. Get. Damn it, Bobby. Get out of that dang Elon tent. Sorry. Those are some pipes. Yep. Actually, all right. So these are NASA Space Flight is right on the money. These are the old header tank designs for Super Heavy. But here's the thing. You can look behind them and you see some stuff back there. So here's all the spools for the wire, for all the wiring for the building back there. And then see these things that look like big dice? Those are conduit boxes, and they could potentially be for drainage as well. What are conduit boxes? Basically, they make a concrete tunnel underground, and they run the wire harness of the building in it. But they also use said conduit boxes for making drainage pipes. If you have some type of industrial discharge, you want to make sure that that kind of all goes in the same area and not like, you know, like into a holding tank or something, and not like into the ground. Yeah, that wouldn't be good, especially in a place with a low water table. Yeah, that would be bad. That would be like crossing the streams. Egon, you said crossing the streams was bad. How do you know it's pipes and not tubes? Because they're laughing. It's best to grill on charcoal, though. Well, Geeson, I'm going to ask you politely but firmly to leave. Not to alarm you, but you have an inner Jersey accent coming out of you right now, and this is your final warning. What? Who? So this is a nose cone right here, and this truss structure is the mounting bracket for the flappies. See, there's the two gantry cranes. See how they go left-right in here instead of forward and back? Like, not this way, but this way. And there's two of them. Oh, hey, look, now there's two of them. There's two of them in there. Yeah, that's great, Fry Man. Look, there's two of those damn cranes in there now. That's great. Ship 24 nose cone right there. Interesting to note that the 24 nose cone still has the hoist points in it. So a crane can pick it up from the top. Bring out the southern accent? Nah, I can't do that. That's a jig piece for the installation in the motor. It's called a bracket. A braquette. Jeez. Now, these... I don't know what those are. Steel beams? Yep. Oh, scratch that. I know what those are. Those are pieces of the warehouse. Yeah. That's the steel beams that they're putting up for the indoor warehouse thingamajigger. Can jet fuel melt them? No, I don't think so. Yeah, see? See these? Drainage. It's like buildings, certain types of buildings have different types of discharge pipes. They have discharge pipes for like water. You know, they could have septic. They probably have septic out there. So there's like water discharge pipes for like drainage from like rainwater. There's sewer. There's the sewer. So that's probably a big old septic tank, or they're plumbed into something. I don't know. These guys are for holding electrical wires, but they also can be used for drainage too. You can use them for either one. These is just a big concrete block. Yeah, these are the beams you'll see these things start to get put up. I actually think they are put up here, but that's the end of that video. Let's check the next one here. Once again, NASA spaceflight on this footage here. Is the screen flashing or am I just tired? Nope. Yep, it's definitely doing that. Okay. Sewage stinks. Yes. Yes, it does. Wow. Clouds going in different directions. Okay. Look at that. Good example of upper level versus low level winds. They're going in two different directions, huh? I wonder if the graded areas where they are moving the smaller buildings seen here. I don't know, man. Maybe. Yeah, it's possible. What is that? Oh, what do we got here? Oh, looks like they're starting to put in a cover right there for all the commodity lines. So you see these lines right here? The lines that have the pipes that look like they're puffy, big chungus pipes. Commodities, fuel, oxidizer, gaseous nitrogen, stuff like that. It looks like they're starting to put a cover in and some kind of doghouse here. They're armoring it up. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is armor, yeah. That is really thick steel plating. Like that, looking at this steel plate, that looks to be about an inch. Inch steel plating, almost 3 centimeters thick. That's steel. Yeah, that'll stop a lot. Probably won't stop a tank shell, but yeah. Oh no, Coley. I'm not showing that on stream too. Coley, have you lost another submarine? We haven't heard from the Canavalov in some time. We lost a ship out near the Grand Banks. I'm not showing that on stream. Damn, dude. Damn. Correct. The tents have already been moved. There you go, Joseph. Right on. Interesting. Okay. All right, fellas. I want to point out something here. Okay. I want to point out something here. And this is what I mean about SpaceX changing the game all the freaking time. Does anybody notice here? Does anybody notice that freaking umbilical that probably costs thousands of freaking dollars is literally being held up by a couple of Harbor Freight winches? Anybody else notice that? And, I mean, I'm just putting it out there. Like, this is what I mean about SpaceX, man. Find it. Okay, we need to get the umbilical up there. All right, fine. What'll work? A pulley will freaking work. Pulley and an A-frame, baby. Let's do it. Lifetime replacement, though. Yeah. Look, that freaking crazy, super next-gen spacecraft umbilical and these freaking, 30-centimeter braided steel hoses that probably cost more than my house, or... Not my house. I don't own a house. It probably costs more than my parents' house. Let me put it that way. Frickin', I don't own a house yet. Hey, no, nothing on that front thus far. We're looking though. We're looking. But yeah, it just being held up by a couple of winches. Whatever. Go down to Harbor Freight. Go to Home Depot. Go get a winch. We're fine. It'll be fine. It's good. Like, I just want to point out the absurdity of this actual picture. Even multiple years in on the Starship project. Yeah, hold it up with some winches. Whatever, dude. Whatever. You gotta get this up there. How else are you gonna get it up there, you doink? I'm gonna start calling people doinks from now on. That's fine. You know what? Probably shouldn't do that. I don't know if that's a derogatory term for anything. It sounds like it is, but I can't prove that, so I don't know. Whatever. Literally being held up with a bunch of chains. Whatever. Doink you. No, doink you. Doink you very much. Wait, what? You mean Dink? Doinkelberg. I don't know. Yeah, .com. Yeah, for sure. Right. Makeshifts last the longest. Anybody that works on a project car knows that, Axel, right? Doinkle blocks. Now, there's that piece of metal that we saw in the last video. New mystery structure. Fellas, I'm no doctor, but I'm going to guess that mystery structure is probably the piece that they need to hold that umbilical up. But I could be just snowballing here. Also, just in case you didn't notice, there are solar-powered trailers down there. See the solar-powered trailers? That's pretty neat. right, Shaw. Well, that's good to know. Remember that part where EJ was like, "Oh, it's for the umbilical"? I don't think it's for the umbilical anymore. I've changed my mind, but it could be. I don't know. Right, Kerbal's finally finished the space portion of the Elu mission. A bunch of pics in there if you want to take a gander. I will be gandering. What the hell is that? Jeez, man. Wow, that's pretty cool. Wow. That's one heck of a transfer vehicle, dude. Hey, Predominant, what's up? That's magnificent.
Discovery,
Well,
go
for
and throttle up.
all the space. The orbital tank farm. That's a toilet. Okay, that's a toilet trailer with an orbital tank farm in the background, though. Yep. See these? Pneumatics. This is a pneumatic system. Actually, 1044. 1044 is helium, I think. That was the marker. That was the load indicator on those pipes. I know that the shape of those tubes, the ones that look like giant hot dogs, those are pneumatic systems usually. Is the toilet trailer for producing methane for the tank farm? Yeah, Elon's all about sustainability, Yarg. Yes. No. Buckner. All the space. Anyway. All the space, she said, she said. No, Roadrunners, not at all. Why do you think Elon chose Boca Chica? Its proximity to authentic Mexican food. Buckner, space between the... I'm sorry, I didn't say... Up. Yeah, but sorry, you're going through a tunnel. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, you're going through a tunnel. I mean, Yarg, I suppose that could work. Oh, hello. Booster 8, LOX tank stacked. Alright. I deserved it, and I earned that. Get out of here, you pinstripe putz. Your apology? Yeah, it's all good, my brother. Don't worry about it. Just try to keep it classy for me a little bit. You know, call the shoot poop. You know what I mean? Be like old Dan Withers. And poop again! No. No, Hammer. No. I'm not. Why would I be? I took a nap. Why am I yawning during space news? This is ridiculous. More water. Sometimes after a whole day with my students, the evil comes out. I know what you mean. Sounds like you need a Red Bull. Yarg, I had a Red Bull today. I'm not even kidding. First time in frickin' years, man. I had one because I knew I was going to be screwed by the time 7 o'clock rolled around. I had this and coffee. No, I didn't get a stomachache for a change. Primo was like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I did it. Still tired. Getting old sucks. And I'm not saying that I'm old. I'm saying getting old sucks, alright? Alright? No, I'm not saying I'm old. I know there's people that are older than me. I get it. But you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Caffeine works better if you exercise a bit. Alright, there we go. Oh, man. I did a hard workout. 1001, 1002. I don't know if you heard me counting. I did 1,000. Alright, last video for the day. Let's see what we got. Get off my lawn. No, Moto. I was going to show that, actually, in a little bit. The one around Miami. But he can't go fast because the surface is poop. Caffeine works better in masses. Well, I have my bird cup here and the Red Bull. Now, this is like... So this is 12 ounces here. And this is 8 ounces. So 8 ounces is 250 milliliters. Which means this is probably like 350 milliliters. So I've had probably somewhere in the ballpark of 500 milliliters of associated caffeinated products. I'm fine. Dude. Oh, man. Even the Red Bull, the first time you taste it, it tastes like garbage. But then you keep drinking it and it tastes amazing. I love, dude. Drink Red Balls! How many gives you wings? Now I'll be fine, Bandit. It's good. Guys, I see a spy right there. Look. Look. And right when I said I see a spy, it freaking whizzed away. See it right there? Tastes like cough syrup. Dude, it used to taste like cough syrup for me.com. Now I drink it. It tastes like orange soda or something. I don't know. See it? See the spy? See it? Damn drones. See, there's another one. Another one. Airspeed matters, guys. Oh, Monster Energy Ultra White. Yeah, Steve-O, I know about that. Yeah. The sugar-free stuff. Yeah, that stuff's good, too. Probably shouldn't be drinking that either. Please, can you speak French? No parle français. En anglais, s'il vous plaît. Merci. Gracias. De nada. Guys seen the new trailer for SpaceX? It's right there. See what I mean about getting old? Ugh. Damn it. Okay, these guys are saddling up the transport stand here. 안녕하세요. Hired. Buongiorno. Yeah, hired. You weren't expecting me to be able to read that, were you? You boy. If you want amazing STEM content in French, Space Explorers your lady. Whitney is Chad tier. Yeah, no, she's really good. She does a great job. She's in here sometimes. It's a little late for over there, but yeah, she's around sometimes. Is that Foggy? Nah, it's just Elon ripping a fat vape, dude. Sorry. That guy doesn't even smoke, dude. He did it once. It's Elon coming for Twitter. I am the Senate. All right, so this is the top of Booster 7 right here, fellas. Some cool things to note. If you're wondering what that big metal plate is on the side, it's just weight. It's additional weight to hold. Usually that's for, like, counterweighting sections, but the plate's still there. That is a vent line to the... it's a vent line to the methane tank right there. And then, obviously, the holes right here are for the grid fins. You're getting some pareidolia going on right there. It looks like a pumpkin. This is the catch hook, the prototype design for the catch hook. These are where the grid fins will be. And then the cool thing is that if you look right there, there's a camera. SpaceX wants to see that hook get hooked by the chopsticks when that ever happens. Yeah, I know, Gore-Tex. It's pretty ridiculous.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
This is EJ on copious amounts of caffeine. That's right. Yeah. You know, before we get into the last bit of Starship stuff, check this out. Timmy posted this. Tim Dodd posted this. Looks like he did another Elon interview. That's it's pretty high up there. 500 feet, 50-story building, guys. The top of the catch tower. Look, you can see the wide bay and the high bay in the background, and they look small. What's going through Elon's mind? Bro, okay, you know that scene in The Matrix where Neo is talking to Cypher? And he's like, oh, there's way too much information to fully decode the Matrix. You know, I don't even see the code anymore. All I see is, you know, Starship, Tesla, Twitter. I don't know, man. You can't decode that. You need a Neuralink to decode it. That's my theory, at least. Actually, no. You know what he's probably looking at? How's the launch pad look? Did they get all the stuff done that they needed to? Yeah, it looks good. I'm pretty satisfied with this. Yeah, Laserman. Yeah, it's pretty tough. Also, you can see through the floor, by the way. Yeah, the floor is just grates. It's just grates like the mobile launcher. And I've never been up there where Timmy and Elon are right now. I've been to the top of the ML. That was scary. When it's windy, yeah, it's a little weird. The launch pad is on the other side of the tower. Oh, yeah, pad's over here. Interesting. There's suborbital pad A. There's suborbital pad B. There's 20. There's booster 4. Hey, Draco. Almost 4 years of board membership. So when are we going to get that career mode railroad? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, Timmy posted that, and I went ahead and retweeted the heck out of that. And Tim actually liked the tweet, which is pretty cool. There's a picture of Geek with some long drink. This is my feed, dudes. This is my feed. Yep, it's mostly just Lego shuttles, trains. Food. Yeah, check this out. Yeah, baby, my boy. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Those interviews are so good. Tim's doing God work, Cole Phelps. You're doing God's work, Cole Phelps. But make sure you do a little bit more digging. More digging to find the true felons. To rid the streets of scums and sinners. You gotta make sure that you do God's work, Cole Phelps. Hey, L.A. Noir's a great game, alright? It's fantastic. One of the best games ever made. Can I get your opinion on what's wrong here? We'll look at that after this. Jesus, Core. I didn't play L.A. Noir on stream. I wasn't streaming when L.A. Noir came out. I think the real problem is that the bus is on fire. Yeah. Oh, there they go. They're moving 7. Ram. Cool. Yeah, Draco, it is. It is. Louie, what's up, guy? Oh, yeah. See this guy? That guy with the little briefcase? Where you going? You forgot the briefcase! Forgot the briefcase! You're not gonna do the music? I'm good, Louie. Bum 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 ba 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 bum. Get the frick up, bum 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 bum. Simon says, get the frick up, bum 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 bum. Ba 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 bum. Ba 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 bum. Ba 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 bum. Ba 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 bum. Hey, Booster 8. Oh, it's good to see you. Just coming out of your shell right there. That's good. Hey, how you doing? No, wait, where you going? Hey, come. Oh, hey, had me going there for a second, buddy. Came back. I wasn't expecting that. I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. There are those beams that we saw. Yep. Putting up a new building. Mid bay, high bay, wide bay. Big, big Chungus. Big Chungus. Peepo Wide Bay. Elon is bay wide. Starship. Wings at Boca Chica. Columns, not beams. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. And then what's the top piece called? Is it a joist or is it a slab? Who knows? Crafty, you know? Come on, don't let me down, man. Load path is slab. to joists to girders to columns frames. You're actually a structural engineer? That's why I'm asking. Yeah. You're right. It is a column. You wouldn't call it a beam. You're absolutely right. Yeah. And Vagabond has it right. Yep. Load path is slab to joists to girders to columns to frames. Yay. There you go. I mean, guys, this looks pretty standard industrial. Pretty standard industrial type of building. That's plywood. Okay. Beams are horizontal elements. Hell yeah. I like all forms of engineering. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. I actually, structural engineering people, I was there's a channel on YouTube called Building Integrity, and I was reading about how water permeation of concrete slabs is not good for it. Yeah. Water permeating concrete slabs is not ideal. Some savage wind loading on open structures like that. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Concrete delamination, indeed. Do tell. Building Integrity is a channel that's operated by a structural engineer, and he broke down the failure analysis of that apartment building in Miami that just decided it didn't want to do apartment building anymore. What happened is that water was leaking into the foundation. And it was leaking and pooling in the foundation. And standing water is bad for any building. It doesn't matter. The only time standing water is good is if you have a pool. And even then, you got to move the water around. Standing water in a pool turns into a swamp really quick. So they didn't get the drainage right. And water was leaking into the parking garage under the building. And it was permeating through the concrete slabs, through the horizontal concrete slabs. And it was eroding the concrete slabs. And then the concrete slabs didn't want to be concrete anymore. And unfortunately, people died, which really sucks. But, yeah. Water treatment plant? Don't water treatment plants still move the water around? Unless your swimming pool is a water treatment plant, but yeah. Yeah, I would have never guessed. Yeah, I know, right? What about the defense's case, Vagabond? That's the real thing. Does the defense's case hold water? What is positive traction? I'm not okay. So first of all, just in case, not trying to change the subject. Yeah, I'm not the best at the structural engineering. I understand the physics behind it, but in terms of all the nomenclature, I'm not the best. Man, those buildings are big. Well, be honest, believe me. One good rule of the internet is that if I get something wrong, don't worry, someone will let me know. And you know what? As long as people aren't too much of a dick about it, I don't care. I'd rather be corrected and get the right information out. Because I can't remember everything off the top of my head. I don't know. Did I think that structural engineering was going to come up today? No. It'd probably be good to know at least something about it. I use that to my advantage. Right? Like, I always have, dude. You've been here. Are they planning to build something VAB-sized here? I think the wide bay is as big as it's going to go, Popsicle. Now, if you're wondering how big that wide bay is, comparatively to, like, say, the VAB, double the size. In terms of height. And that's it. Double the size in terms of height. And then, so you have a wide bay with another wide bay on top, right? And then go in that direction, 2 wide bays wide, right? Actually, 3. It'd be 3 wide bays wide. And then it probably would be 4 in the other direction. So length would be 3. Actually, no, I'd say length 4 by 4. And then height is So length and width would be 4x4 and then 2 high. Yeah, that's 250 feet tall. About 70 meters. So yeah, the VAB is double that height and like 6 times, no, way more than 6 times. It's way bigger. Yeah, way bigger. Yeah, there you go, max Q. I mean, Vagabond max Q is just a compression load. The compression load is dynamic over time because of different pressure, right? And yeah, compression load.
Go and throttle up.
I mean, there's structural engineering involved. It's just dynamic structural engineering, right? Like, Russ never sleeps. Bridge inspector I work with. Facts. Hey, Wolfpack, 55-monther. It would be a 4x4x2, Laserman. That's how big the VAB is, basically. The VAB doesn't use external support like this, though. The VAB has the support internal. And then there's open areas inside of the VAB for the high bays and the transfer aisle. This is using an external support. I do believe these are called flying buttresses, but Tris, double check me. Yeah, we'll have updated footage tomorrow, Creeper. Yeah. Scrap Starship section. Rip. He said butt. New production 10, huh? Well, I don't get stuff in real time unless we want to go watch NSF live. I've been out of the loop on Starship for a few months. What's the TLDR? The FAA is taking their time and SpaceX is upgrading Starship in the meantime. Programmatic environmental assessment, Wolfpack hasn't gone through yet. It's set to go through on the 28th. It's been... So, 5 months ago, it was the end of the year. Then when the end of the year came, it was February. And then when February came, it was March. And then when March came, it was April. But, like I said, they're probably working off of each other, guys. So, yeah, they're probably working off of each other, guys. Like, one isn't delaying the other, you know? All right. Cool beans. I think that's everything. So, you guys wanted to know what's going wrong with this.
Hi.
Yep. Hey. Propane.
And propane accessories.
What's up, baby?
So, yesterday you asked me to crochet you a Pepe, right? And so I started trying to do that, and my green yarn sucks.
Okay.
So I have to go get new green yarn. But I want you to know I'm buying more yarn, and it's all your fault.
People sad.
So, just know I'm going to go get more yarn, but it's your fault.
Peepo G.
That's all.
Okay. Peepo. Primo's Peepo leave. That's right. Yep. Heading out future complaints. Smart. I didn't put a ring on it for nothing, Singularity. This is this is a propane bus, guys. Some buses use liquid natural gas. They use pressurized propane or methane, And it looks like this bus just decided to not bus anymore. You could see one of the propane pressure vessels blow up right here. Watch right there. Pop! Yeah. Dude, it blew the window out. That's funny. Oh, I hope nobody was hurt. Rammstein's tour bust. Du hast bust. Wait a minute. That song that I started the stream with. Hold on. Alright, that's enough. That's enough, dude. Link to what? The bus or the song? It's not Alice in Chains. The guy just sounds like it, man. It sounds like Alice in Chains, dude. That's a band that I found from a YouTube channel that I was watching last night. I linked up the song in chat. That guy sounds exactly like Lane Stanley. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, apparently the long flames you see are caused by a thing called pressure reducing valve, which allows for a controlled burn so it doesn't explode. Yep. Yeah, it sounds exactly like Alice in Chains, right? Kind of like how the drummer from Nirvana looks like the guitarist from the Foo Fighters. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Yeah, that's a band called Scorn, man. They're really good. Yeah, I like it. Like that song. Yeah, it's uncanny. It's pretty dope, isn't it? That's why I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll play this for the stream today. And the drummer from Red Hot Chili Peppers is Will Ferrell. I see nothing wrong here. Yeah, that bus is just... Yeah, it's an LNG bus, and it's exploding. All right, guys. I think that is everything that I have for you. I think that's all. Did you have a chance to watch the Nova video I sent you over the weekend? It was Easter weekend, Creeper. I didn't. Not yet, man. I still have it in the queue. No. We have after hours tonight. Oh, here, check this out. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Here, look at this. I have one more thing. After a record-breaking 31-sol trek across 3 miles, 5 kilometers of Martian soil, Perseverance has arrived at the entrance to the Jezero Crater's ancient river delta. This will be the rover's second science campaign where it will go search for more rock samples. Now, that's pretty neat. Cool.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
It was rocketing in 3 directions. Yeah. It was an X-bus. That's right. Yeah, Scrodinator, it's very weird. That band, I heard that band, like I said, I picked it up from a YouTube channel that I watch. And I was like, that sounds exactly like Lane's. Okay. We need to be checking out Europa too. Well, there's the Europa Clipper mission, so. Oh, one last bit of space news here. Check this out. Marquez Brownlee did a review of the 78 electric F100, which is pretty sweet. You should go check that out. I love this video. Build it? Yeah. Yeah, you should. So, the guy that's saying I love this video is the CEO of Ford. I firmly believe that if they released an electric vehicle and it looked like that, they would sell a lot of them. Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, it's a 78. A 78, and it's got a Mach-E underneath it. Yeah, Mach-E GT, 600 foot-pounds of torque. It's weird seeing that pickup truck go that fast. It's very strange. Yeah, Bradley, that's cool. Dude, you know what's weird? Ford has been kind of hinting that they're going to sell this. Straight up. Like, look, this is what I mean. So Jim is the guy that runs Ford. Jim's actually really cool. Shameless plug for that guy. He's Chris Farley's cousin, by the way. Yes, that Chris Farley. Yes. My name is Matt Foley. I am 35 years old. I am divorced, and I live in a van down by the river. Yeah, seriously. He's a freaking amateur race car driver that's the CEO of Ford. Guy's cool. And he keeps freaking hinting at selling this damn thing. Please sell that. Please do it. Right, Bandit? That thing is cool. A short box freaking pickup truck, dude. Little half ton like this. That's cool, man. They should sell that. They should sell more of this. See? He keeps hinting at it. They keep freaking hinting. And if you haven't watched Marquez's video, it's really good. Really cool. It's pretty clear that Marquez doesn't review vintage vehicles, but that was self-admitted in the video. Yeah. He's like, oh, there's all this metal. I'm like, yeah, that's old cars. He's no Henry Ford. I mean, Jim is only overseeing the construction of of Ford's own gigafactory in Tennessee. Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. Who is Marquez Brownlee? I never heard of him. He's a tech YouTuber. He reviews like electric cars and laptops and all kinds of stuff, and phones and whatnot. Marquez is cool. He's interviewed Elon a couple of times. He had a couple of pretty good interviews with Elon, believe it or not. Because rip ears. What is that, Billy? I've been waiting for a car company to do an old model. That's cool, dude. Whoa. Is that a nail head? It's got a nail head in the back. No firewall. Okay, that's not safe. So, different version of Linus. Yeah, kind of. No one is Henry Ford. Yeah, indeed. But, dude. Sell this. Dude, sell that. Get the tooling for the 78. It's got to be around somewhere. You got to have the tooling jig somewhere for this thing. Sell this. Please. Yeah, Marquez is good. He's good. He does very, very fair, very good reviews. Yeah. Do it. Or they need to sell the chassis. I actually may or may not have been doing some research on this. I may or may not have been doing some research about said Mach-E chassis. The Mach-E wheelbase is 117.5 inches. No, not the Lincoln Town Car. Or not the Lincoln MKZ, the Town Car. Town Car. Yes. Yes. It's got the same wheelbase, man. 117. Yeah. See? Yeah. An electric Panther platform? Yes, please. Thank you very much. Are we gonna get Mach-E with Tough Enough? Man, hell no. No way. Nice boat, indeed. Dude. Gotta go take like an old Lincoln Town car. It's got the same wheelbase. Dude, they gotta sell the chassis, man. Ford needs to sell the chassis to the Mach-E. I'm telling you, they'd sell a bajillion of them. Just literally the Mach-E chassis with an EV kit, right? And then you just put whatever body you want on there. Just sell it as a kit, no strings attached, no warranty, no nothing. Screw that. Here, you want this? Buy it as is. You can buy it directly from us. They'd sell a bajillion of them. Classic caddy with a Mach-E drivetrain. Bingo. Bingo. See what I'm talking about? That would be cool. I mean, Buck, it makes sense if you think about it. You want a cruiser, right? Like, you want an old cruiser. You want an old land yacht. Take it to a couple of car shows here and there, and only drive it a couple thousand miles. It's pretty damn. That EV is not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I mean, it would be faster than whatever boat anchor they put in those old cars, right? Like, but see, like, that's the thing, man. He keeps teasing it. I love this video. Build it. You better be taking that seriously, Jim, or else I'm gonna be pissed. Do it. Love it. Do it. Do it. Yeah, see? Please do it. Yes, yes. Yeah! Very subtle. Jim also crap posts on Twitter, just like everybody else. I don't know if you guys know, I'm quite fond of CEOs crap posting on Twitter. It's one of my favorite things to follow in my spare time. Yes, I'm a dork, all right? Deal with it, okay? Look at me. You need to reply? Do it, you won't. All right, fine. Fine. Don't call me out like that. I'll do it. I am part of the nerd and dork group too. We all are. That's why we're here. I am satisfied. All right, let's see if he replies. Yo, what up, GNAC? Also, just sell the Mach-E chassis. Yeah, that's probably what I should have said. Dude, I'm telling you, man, they just sold the chassis. There's plenty of cars out there that are begging for it. Imagine electric Crown Vics. It's body on chassis. Any pickup truck. Any pickup truck you could fit, maybe with the exception of Cybertruck, but that's already electric, so that doesn't matter.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Yeah. Benno, 33-month resub. They really do need to have a small pickup again. That's what everybody was hoping for when they brought back the Ranger. But the new Ranger is way too big for the small pickup. The new Ranger is a half-ton pickup truck, silly. Yeah, I know what you mean. Make a small electric quarter-ton. Like the old Ranger, but electric. Sell a bajillion of them. Seriously, they'd sell a bajillion of them. Like, there's no way that they wouldn't. There's no way. The Maverick. You mean the Ford Escape with a pickup bed? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're selling those too, for what to be fair, right? You can edit the tweet now? Yeah, I'm good. Did you watch Bristol? I did. Yep. I was watching a video on YouTube that said the original idea of Falcon 9 was to be relaunchable within 24 hours. Do you think they'll ever need that? Actually, that last bit of space news is something that you guys might want to see. Here, Elon posted this yesterday. Check this out. SpaceX Falcon team is making great progress. They're aiming for 5-day launch cadence with many performance and refurbishment upgrades. So, Niroku, yes. Falcon 9 is... Dude. Falcon 9 this year should have easily over 100 launches this year. They're at like 19 or something. No, maybe 15 or 16. If the manifest holds, they're going to have a lot. The most crew launches of any launch vehicle in a long time. I I think the most crew launches of one vehicle is the Space Shuttle. The Space Shuttle launched 9 times in 1985. And I think, I'm not sure they're going to best that just yet. Yeah. In before Chevy releases the E10. Hillness, if they did, man, they would make a lot of money. 14 launches so far. Yep. When will SpaceX give Starships names rather than just numbers? Oh, I don't know. Probably once it gets operational, Cantab. Yeah. Should have brought back the Comanche. Dude, I'm telling you, Hooch, there is a... Retro EVs, man. You want to get more people into electric cars, don't make them look like a shoe. Simple as that. If you make an electric car nowadays and it's familiar, like that 78 F100, people will buy it. Oh, yeah. The range anxiety nonsense, I'm telling you, people don't buy the Mach-E because it looks stupid. People don't buy the Model S because it looks... It's not something they're familiar with. You know what I mean? It's not something they're familiar with. Straight up, if Ford just made that 78, they made that 78 F100 and they just sold that, just said, hey, this is a 78 F100 with Mach-E parts in it, I'm telling you, they would sell a lot of those. People would buy that. People absolutely would buy that. Yeah, there you go, Louis, right? Chevy actually already built an electric C10. Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm telling you. Bandit, the regulations on building EVs right now is a lot more lax than it is for gasoline cars. And you can say whatever you want, but electric vehicles are much safer for like rollover and whatnot because of the low center of mass. So you don't have to make the A-pillars as crazy as other cars, if I'm remembering that correctly. Telling you, man, there's a market for it. There absolutely is. Hey, Skunkman. What's going on? The Mach-E chassis will fit a 58 Impala body, if I'm reading that right. I'm telling you, for old cars, EV swap the frame. They'll bolt right on if you make the mounts right. It shouldn't be. I'm not going to sit here and say that. Oh, it shouldn't be too hard. It's probably going to be difficult with some older cars, but it could be done. Absolutely. Can you imagine an electric all-wheel drive 72 Chevelle? You telling me people wouldn't like that? I mean, the Chevy guys would get all pissed off, but whatever. I mean, they do the same with a Mustang. Ford guys would do the same with a Mustang, but whatever. Whatever. Yeah, they had an electric... Chevy had an electric car. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. They had the EV1, and they had the electric S10, etc., etc. Yeah, Louis. Mm-hmm. From reading that article, they are building an electric crate engine to put in the old C10. Yeah, that's what Chevy's doing. They're making a crate electric kit that bolts to a small block mount, which is also really smart. That's cool. But it's a bolt motor, so. But see, then the thing is that bolt motor makes more torque and more horsepower than the small block Chevy that would have came in old 70s trucks from the factory, so. Oops. Sorry, there was a time where we somehow were able to squeeze 150 horsepower out of a 5.7 liter V8. That takes skill. How do you do that? How does it, like, I don't know. I don't even know how you do that. Yeah, Buck, it's waste. It is what it is. 79 Fiat Spider. That would be cool, man. That'd be cool. I'm telling you, hot swapping batteries like you do with power tools, that's where cars are going to go. I think that's a good way to eliminate range anxiety. So, like, in the trunk or the frunk of a car or something, put the battery cells there and have them be like swappable server racks So you put them on the charger at home like you would with your power tools. Oh, you want more range? Put more in. Like, think of like RAM, putting RAM into a computer. I think that's a good idea. Because then you'd be able to fill up the car with gas. If you have 2 sets of batteries, just like your electric power tools, just charge some at home. What about weight? I mean, what about it? Like, you could have a static battery tray on there, and you could have expandable bays if you really wanted to do that way, you know? The center of mass would go out if the batteries are in the front like that, because that matters with handling in a road car. Like, I guess, sure. Okay, fine. I mean, you could make it swappable out through the rocker panels if you really wanted to do something like that. Just pull it out, put another one in. I mean, I wouldn't do that. What if you get hit on the side? That wouldn't end well. Anyway. You take a huge efficiency hit without a soldered connection to the batteries. Interesting. Not possible. Batteries are part of the structure. You would screw with the load balancing a lot. Do you guys listen to yourself sometimes? Actually, obviously, if there was a hot swappable EV, it wouldn't be based off of anything that we have right now, don't you think? Like, no? That thought didn't occur, huh? Okay. Grandma lived in a 30-pound battery, gonna need gas station attendants again. No, Papa Bear, never mind. We can't do it. Never mind. We can't do that. No, we can't do that. Honestly, my worries are on the impact of environment just from lithium mining. Just saying, I've seen a picture. They're not pretty. I mean, I guess, Draco. Would you rather fracking? Pick one. Because it's either one or the other, or you're riding a horse. Like, or learn Equus. I mean, that's good. Horses poop all over the place. Oh, boy. Interesting. Seriously, though, they should make that F-100. They should do that. That 78 would be money. All right, guys. A horse could obey traffic lights. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all I have for you for space news. Yeah. Unless I missed anything else. We were going to watch some F1 footage, but we could do that tomorrow. We watched the flaming bus. Watched that. We got that figured out. Why not hydrogen for fuel instead of electric? It's not that can't be done. Dwendy, you could do hydrogen fuel. The problem is that you need fossil fuels to make hydrogen fuel. Hydrogen fuel is not something that you just like can pump out of the ground, right? You're gonna need to use some energy to make some hydrogen fuel. And while the hydrogen fuel will be very efficient, it's basically you're using the same amount of fossil fuel at the end of the day. Not saying that it can't be done. Of course it can be done. Sure. You know? We could use nuclear to make the hydrogen. Now we're talking. You've seen this, right? It's just electricity with extra steps. I think nuclear power plant to an electric. I have seen this, yeah. Can you believe that thing? It's a beautiful locomotive.